Most people think chameleons change color to blend in. But that's not really true. Chameleons mostly change color to communicate, yes, not to hide. Bright colors can mean anger, stress, or mating behavior. And here's the twist. It's not pigment that changes, but tiny crystals in their skin that reflect light differently. These microscopic cells shift, changing how light bounces off, creating color shifts based on mood, temperature, or light. So really, chameleons reflect color. They don't just paint themselves, like we used to think. Chameleon color change is a brilliant natural tech, part science, part emotion. Ever seen a bird that looks like part of a tree? Meet the potu bird, nature's ultimate camouflage expert. Found in Central and South America, this bird is a master of disguise. During the day, it sits still with eyes nearly shut, looking exactly like a dry tree branch or broken stump. You could stare right at it and still not see it. At night, it becomes active, hunting insects, and sometimes making eerie, ghost-like calls in the forest. Some researchers have spent days in the wild without noticing it, even when it was right in front of them. Now that is next-level stealth. Can you imagine a butterfly so transparent you can barely see it? Meet the glass-winged butterfly, one of nature's most magical creatures. Its wings are nearly invisible, like pieces of glass floating through the air. But how? Unlike most butterflies, its wings contain no colorful pigments and have a special surface that doesn't reflect light, making them look completely transparent. This amazing camouflage protects it from predators, helping it vanish in plain sight. You can find this ghost-like butterfly in Central and South America, but spotting it is like finding a secret in the forest. Did you know that spider silk is stronger than steel? By weight, it's about 5 times stronger than a steel strand of the same thickness and far more flexible. This natural material is so impressive that scientists have studied it for decades, trying to recreate it in labs. Why? Because spider silk is incredibly tough, able to absorb huge amounts of energy without breaking. That's why it's sometimes called biological Kevlar. But here's the twist. Spiders can't be farmed like silkworms because they're cannibalistic. So researchers are turning to genetically modified bacteria, yeast, and even goats to produce artificial spider silk. Yes, goats that make spider silk proteins in their milk. If we crack the code to mass-produce this miracle fiber, it could revolutionize things like bulletproof vests, surgery threads, and even space gear. Nature is still centuries ahead of us when it comes to design. Have you ever wondered how whales live their whole lives in the ocean without drinking water? Surprisingly, whales don't drink seawater. It's way too salty, even for them. So how do they stay hydrated? The secret is in their food. Whales get most of the water they need from the fish. And squid they eat, these creatures are full of moisture. Plus, whales have evolved to minimize water loss through breathing and waste. Even better, their bodies generate water when they break down fat. In other words, whales don't need a sip of water. Their food keeps them hydrated. Have you ever heard of the numbat? Most people haven't. But this little Aussie is truly unique. Numbats aren't your typical marsupials. They don't have a pouch. And instead of meat or plants, they eat termites. Up to 20,000 a day. Armed with a long, sticky tongue and an incredible sense of smell, numbats sniff out termite tunnels and slurp them up like spaghetti. With tiger-like stripes and a bushy tail, they almost look like tiny red pandas, but they're actually daytime hunters. Unlike most marsupials, sadly, habitat loss and predators like foxes have made numbats critically endangered. Fewer than 1,000 remain in the wild, but thanks to conservation efforts, their numbers are slowly rising. Let's not let this unique Aussie disappear.
Imagine freezing solid like an ice cube, and then waking up months later as if nothing happened. Sounds impossible? Not for the wood frog. Native to North America, the wood frog is one of nature's most fascinating survivors. As winter hits, it burrows into the ground and literally freezes solid. Its heart stops. Its blood doesn't flow. It looks dead. But here's the twist. The frog's body produces a special type of sugar called glucose, which acts like a natural antifreeze, protecting its cells from ice damage. When spring returns and temperatures rise, the wood frog thaws out. Its heart starts beating again, and it hops away fully alive. Scientists are studying this creature closely, hoping its secrets could help in organ preservation, cryogenics, and even space travel. The wood frog proves one thing. Nature is stranger and smarter than science fiction.
Did you know bees can actually recognize human faces? Researchers discovered that bees use a system called configural processing, the same way humans recognize faces. In experiments, bees were shown photos of human faces. They learned to distinguish between them and even remembered the correct one to get a sugary reward. So if you ever swatted a bee, just remember, it might remember you next time. Yep, bees are smarter than we thought. Did you know there's an antelope that can go almost its entire life without drinking water? Meet the addax, one of the rarest antelopes on Earth. Native to the Sahara Desert, this animal has evolved to survive extreme heat, getting all the moisture it needs from plants, like desert grasses and shrubs. Its spiraled horns look majestic. But here's what most people don't know. The addax's hooves act like snowshoes, helping it walk on hot, shifting sand without sinking. Once widespread across North Africa, addax are now critically endangered, with fewer than 100 left in the wild. Their biggest threat? Oil exploration and illegal hunting. You may never see one in the wild, but now you know this ghost of the desert exists.
Did you know the biggest predator in history isn't the biggest animal ever? Let's compare the megalodon versus the blue whale, the ancient monster versus today's giant. The megalodon, an extinct shark, reached up to 18 meters long, with jaws strong enough to crush a car. Its teeth were as big as a human hand, but the blue whale dwarfs it, measuring up to 30 meters and weighing over 180 tons, making it the largest animal to ever live on Earth. While the megalodon was fearsome and fast, the blue whale is a peaceful filter feeder, gliding through oceans today. So who's bigger? Blue whale wins by size, weight, and length. But megalodon? Still the king of prehistoric terror.
Meet the takin, the mysterious mountain beast you probably didn't know existed. Found in the high mountains of Bhutan, China, and the Himalayas. The takin looks like a strange mix of a goat, cow, and moose, but it's actually a species all on its own. It has a large muscular body, a big nose and short, strong legs designed to climb steep cliffs with ease. And here's the crazy part. Bhutan made it their national animal because of an ancient legend linking it to a mystical monk who created the creature from a goat's head and a cow's body. The takin also has natural oils in its thick fur to protect it from the freezing cold. It's a master of the misty mountains, powerful, strange, and rarely seen. You've heard of lions and tigers, but now you know the takin, the mountain monarch of Bhutan. Woodpeckers are some of the most fascinating birds in the world, with over 230 species spread across every continent. Except Australia and Antarctica, these birds have evolved a truly unique lifestyle centered around trees. Whether you're walking through a forest in North America, a jungle in Asia, or even a desert oasis, you might hear the familiar drumming sound of a woodpecker tapping away. But there's more to these birds than just noise. Their biology, behavior, and ecological role make them truly remarkable creatures worth exploring in depth. Pecking into wood isn't as simple as it sounds. Woodpeckers have evolved specialized anatomy that allows them to strike wood thousands of times per day without injuring themselves. Their skulls are reinforced with spongy bone and a unique beak, structure that helps absorb shock. The muscles in their neck are incredibly strong, enabling them to deliver rapid strikes with incredible precision. Their brains are also tightly cushioned, preventing damage from the intense vibrations. Think of it as nature's perfect jackhammer. Except it flies. One of the most surprising features of a woodpecker is its tongue. Not only is it long, sometimes up to 3 times the length of the bird's beak, but it wraps around the skull inside the head. This bizarre arrangement gives the tongue incredible reach and strength. It's coated with barbs and sticky saliva to catch ants, beetles and larvae hidden deep inside tree bark. Some species can even shoot their tongues with pinpoint accuracy into tiny holes to extract prey. It's a built-in tool set that rivals any gadget you'd find in a spy movie. While most people think woodpeckers are always looking for food, that's only half the story. They also drum on trees, metal poles, and even chimneys to communicate. Drumming is a form of signaling. It's how they claim territory, attract mates, or warn off rivals. Each species has its own rhythm and frequency, almost like a Morse code. This is separate from pecking, which is more functional, like searching for food or making a nest. In many ways, Woodpeckers have turned noise into a language. Unlike many birds that build nests in branches or bushes, woodpeckers carve out deep holes in tree trunks. These nest cavities provide protection from predators and harsh weather. The male usually does most of the excavation, and the process can take several weeks. Inside, the female lays eggs, and the pair shares parenting duties. Interestingly, woodpeckers rarely reuse their nesting holes, but many other animals, like owls, squirrels, and bats, will later take over these abandoned homes. In this way, woodpeckers help shape forest habitats for others. Woodpeckers are not just noisy workers. They're also quite clever. Some species, like the acorn woodpecker, store thousands of acorns in tree trunks for future use. Others have been observed using tools or showing complex problem-solving skills. Their ability to remember food locations, adjust to human environments, and interact with each other socially speaks to a level of intelligence that is often overlooked. Watching them reveals a strategic, curious, and sometimes even playful nature. Beyond their quirky traits, woodpeckers serve a vital role in nature. They help control insect populations by eating beetles and larvae that burrow into trees. Their excavation work opens up the forest for other species, creating homes and pathways. They also help decompose dead wood, which enriches the soil. In this way, woodpeckers act as ecosystem engineers, maintaining balance, promoting biodiversity, and contributing to the overall health of forests and woodlands. Unfortunately, not all woodpeckers are thriving. The ivory-billed woodpecker, once native to the southeastern U.S., is feared extinct. The imperial woodpecker of Mexico hasn't been officially seen in decades. These species suffered due to deforestation and habitat loss. However, hope remains. Ongoing expeditions occasionally report sightings, keeping the mystery alive. These birds have become symbols in the conservation world, a reminder of what's at stake and the importance of preserving our forests. As cities expand into natural areas, woodpeckers often end up living near humans. Sometimes they peck on house siding, satellite dishes, or metal vents, causing frustration for homeowners. But these conflicts are solvable. Reflective tape, decoy owls, and nest boxes can redirect woodpeckers away from homes. Conservationists encourage people to appreciate their presence and see them not as pests but as important parts of the environment. Coexistence is possible. It just takes understanding and a little patience. Today, organizations around the world are working to protect woodpecker species and their habitats. Forest preservation, public education, and research programs all play a role. Birdwatchers and citizen scientists also contribute by reporting sightings and nesting behavior. As ambassadors of forest health and natural design, woodpeckers continue to captivate the imagination of nature lovers. Their tapping reminds us that even the smallest creature can leave a big impact, one peck at a time. Sea seals, often simply called seals, are marine mammals known for their streamlined bodies, thick blubber, and flippered limbs. They belong to a group called pinnipeds, which also includes sea lions and walruses. What sets seals apart from their cousins is the lack of external ears and their more limited ability to move on land. There are over 30 different species of seals, ranging from the massive elephant seal, which can weigh over 4,000 kilograms, to the small and agile ringed seal, often found in Arctic waters. Their bodies are perfectly adapted for life in cold ocean environments. A layer of insulating fat keeps them warm, while their flippers make them agile swimmers, capable of diving hundreds of meters deep in search of food. With their large, expressive eyes and curious nature, seals have captured human imagination for centuries. But beyond their charm lies a complex and fascinating animal evolved to thrive in one of Earth's most extreme habitats, the open sea. Sea seals are found in oceans and coastal waters all around the world, from the icy shores of Antarctica to the temperate coasts of North America, Europe, and even parts of Africa. Each species has its preferred environment, shaped by millions of years of evolution. For example, the harp seal thrives on the floating ice sheets of the Arctic, while the harbor seal can be found resting on rocky beaches or sandbars along temperate coastlines. Some species, like the Hawaiian monk seal, are found only in specific regions, making them incredibly vulnerable to changes in their environment. Seals are semi-aquatic, meaning they divide their time between the water and the land. On land, they haul out to rest, give birth, molt, and sometimes escape predators. In the water, they are graceful and powerful, capable of diving over 500 meters deep and holding their breath for more than 30 minutes. Their habitats are often remote, cold, and difficult for humans to access, which is part of what makes them so mysterious and intriguing. Yet even in these harsh conditions, seals have managed to not only survive, but thrive, thanks to their adaptability and specialized biology. Sea seals are carnivorous predators with diets that vary depending on their species and habitat. Most seals feed on fish, squid, and crustaceans, using their sensitive whiskers, called vibrissae, to detect the movement of prey in dark or murky water. These whiskers can pick up even the slightest vibrations, acting like underwater radar. Harbor seals, for instance, enjoy feasting on herring, mackerel, and cod. While leopard seals in Antarctica are far more fearsome, they not only hunt fish and penguins, but are known to prey on other seals. Seals typically hunt alone, diving deep into the ocean and using their strong jaws and sharp teeth to snatch prey. Their ability to slow their heart rate allows them to stay submerged for extended periods, giving them an edge in catching fast-moving fish or avoiding predators. Some seals use stealth, waiting motionless before ambushing their target, while others chase and corner schools of fish. Their efficient and silent movements underwater make them one of the ocean's top stealth hunters, and unlike whales or dolphins, they don't rely on echolocation. Instead, they rely on agility, keen eyesight, and those incredible whiskers to survive and thrive. Seals are far more social and expressive than they might seem at first glance. Depending on the species, some seals live solitary lives, while others gather in massive colonies that can number in the thousands, especially during breeding season. These gatherings are not silent. Seals have a complex communication system that includes vocalizations, body language, and even physical gestures. Male seals, particularly elephant seals, are known for their thunderous roars, used to assert dominance and fend off rivals. During mating season, these sounds become even more intense as males compete for territory and mates. Mother seals also communicate with their pups through unique vocal calls, which help them recognize each other in crowded colonies. Beyond vocalization, seals use body movements, like flipper slaps, posturing, and head bobbing, to communicate intent or status. For example, a dominant male may raise its body high and stretch its neck to appear larger, while a submissive seal might turn away or slide into the water. Some species, like the Weddell seal, even produce melodic underwater songs that can last several minutes. These behaviors highlight their surprising intelligence and adaptability. Despite their often clumsy appearance on land, in the water, and among each other, seals reveal a world of complex social interactions and finely tuned communication skills. While seals have adapted to some of the harshest environments on Earth, they now face growing threats, most of which are caused by human activity. One of the biggest dangers is climate change. For species like the ringed and harp seals in the Arctic, melting sea ice means a loss of breeding grounds and hunting areas. Without stable ice platforms, mothers struggle to raise their pups, and food becomes harder to find. In addition, pollution poses a serious risk. Oil spills, plastic waste, and toxic chemicals in the ocean can cause disease, disrupt reproduction, and lead to death through entanglement or ingestion. Commercial fishing is another major threat. Seals often become entangled in fishing nets, a phenomenon known as bycatch, which can lead to injury or drowning. They're also in competition with fisheries for food, which has led to conflicts in some regions. In certain places, seals have even been hunted due to their perceived impact on fish populations. Thankfully, conservation efforts are helping. Many seal species are now protected under international laws, such as the Marine Mammal Protection Act. Organizations and researchers are also working to rescue injured seals, clean up their habitats, and track their populations through satellite tagging. Public awareness is growing too. The image of a baby seal with wide, innocent eyes has become a symbol for ocean conservation. This has inspired stronger regulations and encouraged people to rethink their impact on marine life. While the challenges are real, ongoing efforts in research, rescue, and education offer hope for the survival of these incredible marine mammals.